Hello YouTube, I'm Zenworm, and yes, it is cold out here, but I'm not going to let that stop me from riding my baby, a 2016 Ducati 1299S, at least to and from work. And since I've been riding in this kind of weather for almost 8 years now, I thought I'd do a quick video with some tips and tricks to help other riders out there that might find themselves in the middle of miserable riding weather as well. So, let's do this. Yes, it sounds obvious, but this is a mistake I made all the time when I first started riding. I'd leave for work in the morning when it was warm, and then a cold front would come through, or I'd meet some friends for a drink in the afternoon, but leave after the sun went down, and then have a miserable ride home. So now the first thing I do before riding is check the weather for the whole day, and either wear or bring extra layers as needed. I also make sure to check for rain and bring waterproof gear if possible, because if you get stuck in freezing cold rain without proper gear, you're gonna have a bad day. If there was just one tip I could give to people wanting to ride in the cold, it would be to invest in some quality heated gear. There are lots of heated gear options, stuff that pulls power from your bike or even from an external battery pack. The downside is it can get expensive, but it's worth it if you're dealing with extreme temperatures, if you're riding longer distances, or if, like me, you have poor circulation in your fingers and toes. I ride with a Powerlet jacket and Powerlet glove liners, which plug directly into my bike, and combined with some Gerbing battery-powered heated socks on the worst days, I've actually commuted to work down to about 20 degrees Fahrenheit, which, not gonna lie, it's not a comfortable experience, but I also didn't have to go to the ER to get treated for frostbite. All the heated gear in the world isn't going to help if you're blasting down the highway at 70 miles per hour with a wind chill of -6. You gotta layer up and stop the wind from hitting your skin and negating all the heat you're trying to build up. My go-tos are nice thick gloves over heated glove liners, an extra shirt and a waterproof jacket over a heated jacket liner, and some Joe Rocket waterproof pants to keep my legs warm, but really I'll add as many layers as needed depending on how cold it is. When layering up, it's easy to forget about your face because you're already wearing a helmet. But a helmet's still going to let in a lot of freezing cold air, and your nose and ears will tell you all about it when you stop. For the coldest of days, I ride with a full face cover that does a great job of keeping my nose and lips warm, but most importantly blocks the wind from hitting underneath my chin and neck, which can really cut a ride short. My final tip is all about time management out in the cold. I thankfully only have about a 20-minute commute to work, so even when it's literally freezing outside, I can make it to work safely, weighed down with all the layers and heated gear I can manage. But if I'm making a longer trip, I try to plan out a stop in between, either at a gas station or grocery store, to warm up and get the feeling back in my fingers and toes. If I get any funny looks standing there shivering and jumping up and down, I just buy a candy bar or something, which is a bonus tip because eating can also help warm you up. So there you go. Those are some of my tips if you're crazy enough to ride when it is butt-ass cold outside. In an episode of Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee, Jerry Seinfeld talks about when he was a kid and a mechanic at his father's shop rode in during a bad rainstorm. Jerry asked him if he wished he had a car. The mechanic says, "No, just wish it wasn't raining." I love that story because I feel the same way about riding in the rain and in the cold. I actually sold my car many years ago and devoted myself to 2 wheels, and I regret nothing. And I hope that these tips help someone else out there extend their riding season just a little bit more.